Hello, I'm Vern, and thank you for joining me for this session of Think With Me. What are you looking for in your life right now? With all of the chaos, uncertainty, terror, confusion that's all around us. We're not supposed to fear, but what are we supposed to do? Firefighters axe down your front door and break down anything else that they must to help to remove you from a burning building. Would the axe be considered good news? When a surgeon cuts open your chest, opens it wide to repair or transplant a sick heart, would the scalpel be considered good news? The Word of God is good news. You do not have to believe something in order for that something to be true. Truth is truth, whether you believe it or not. The world believes that there is no absolute truth, so they have nothing to offer. So where can I go to get a solid footing in this world that we live in? What are you looking for in your life right now with all of the chaos, uncertainty, terror, and confusion that's all around us? Are you happy and content with your personal life as you are living it right now? We must think with an open heart toward God and His Word in order to come to the place of peace and rest and certainty for our future. We all, yes you, must make a choice. The choice for your life is up to you. So let's see what God says to us in His Word, the Bible. And this is incredibly good news. In the book of Philippians it says, work hard to show the results of your salvation. Do you call yourself a Christian? If so, then this is for you. Work hard to show the results of your salvation. But I thought salvation was free. Well, it is. It says in Ephesians, for by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one can boast. Not the result of works. And yet Philippians says, work hard to show the results of your salvation. So what can I think of where results are expected? When you step onto a plane, the results of a safe landing are expected every time. If you have successfully worked for your employer, a paycheck is expected every month. When you experience salvation, which is indeed a gift, results are expected. Whether you believe this or not, this is good news. So what are we to work hard at? Well, let's read on here and see what God has said in His Word. So, Philippians, work hard to show the results of your salvation, obeying God with deep reverence and fear. So, what are you looking for in your life right now? With all of the chaos, the uncertainty, the terror, and the confusion all around us? do nothing, and you maintain the status quo. Fear and uncertainty, loss of peace, surrounded by strife, confusion. And what about your kids? Is that what you want? So, obeying God, what does that mean? First, loving Him. Jesus said in the book of Matthew, He said, "You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment." Now this is how it says it in the Old Testament, Deuteronomy. The Lord your God is testing you to see if you truly love Him with all your heart and soul. Serve only the Lord your God and fear Him alone. Obey His commands, listen to His voice, and cling to Him. How do I do that? By getting to know Him. Do you remember? By getting to know Him. You will never obey someone that you do not know. So, we are required, or are we required, commanded, to love God? Commanded. Is it a command to love your wife, or your girlfriend, or your children? Is it a command to love your grandchildren? Can we even equate this? You will never love God unless you get to know Him. You will never obey God unless you know Him and love Him. Remember, the last video, we said, you can never pull this off on your own. Not possible. So let's read on where we left off in Philippians. Work hard to show the results of your salvation, obeying God with deep reverence and fear. This is exciting as this verse continues. For God is working in you, giving you the desire and the power to do what pleases Him. I love this verse. This is good news. In order to obey, you must know Him. God goes a step further and says, "Love me." Then He says, "I will give you the desire and the power or the ability to do what pleases me." God has a way and a plan, and it literally is supernatural. It is God working in you. What are you looking for in your life right now? With all the chaos, uncertainty, and terror and confusion all around us. This is what Oswald Chambers said. The only possible way to have full understandings of the teachings of Jesus is through the light of the Spirit of God shining in us. That is what he's saying here, God working in us. The light of the Spirit of God shining in us. If we have never had the experience of taking off our casual religious shoes off of our casual religious feet, getting rid of all excessive informality with which we approach God, it is questionable whether we have ever stood in His presence. The people who are flippant and disrespectful in their approach to God are those who have never been introduced to Jesus Christ. So you have a choice. Your life and your future, as it is now, or beginning that journey to move towards the peace, the hope, the future, and the security that God has for you. He does not expect you to pull this off on your own. This is good news. Please join me for our next video and think with me. I'm Vern.